Hey guys, I'm Brendon from Panic at the Disco, and here's 10 things you didn't know about us. When I was a kid, I picked up a habit of rolling pieces of paper, and I still do it to this day. Even right now in my pocket. Let's see how many I've got so far. I think I threw a couple away, but I've got two things. I've got a gum wrapper and I've got a piece of beer wrapper, and I roll them constantly. It's like a thinking process. So that's something you didn't know possibly that I do quite a lot. Our drummer Dan Polovich used to play in a band called Valencia. That was one of the reasons I wanted to hang out with him and have him work with us before he became our new drummer. And he's a blast. Actually, he's a terrible person. He's just the worst. I even feel bad just joking about it. Dan is the sweetest guy in the world. I love Dan Polovich. I don't know how to speak Italian, but I can sing certain parts of an Italian song that I learned in one vocal lesson. That was kind of cool. Let's see if I remember it. It's called Gira con me. It goes, Il mondo gira con me questa notte, piccoli passi che faccio con te. So there's a little piece of it. I don't know what that means. Most of you probably know Dallon, our bass player, used to play in a band called Brobeck. And the story behind that apparently was that when he was at school, in high school, every day they would make an announcement, you know, Jamie Brobeck or so-and-so with the last name Brobeck, and that person never showed up, and they would always constantly be calling this person over the intercom. So he thought that would be a funny thing to have for his band name. I don't think it's that funny, but whatever. If you're young enough, you probably don't even know what I'm about to say. The sentence is going to confuse the shit out of you. When I was younger, I was a huge stoner and skater, and I used to wear Jinko jeans. There was a solid like 3-month period where I just wore Jinko jeans. Now Jinko jeans, Lee Pipes, Jordache, they all had these parachute pants that just were massive around the leg. It was huge. It's a lot of times synonymous with juggalos, with like ICP world. So there was like 3 months where I wore them, and then my mom found them and was like, "You're not wearing these things." And she threw them out. So thank you, Mom. You saved me. Thank you very much. And then I just started wearing my mom's pants, so it became that. So thanks, Mom. I wish I had the picture to back this up. Kenny, our guitar player, is a funny man. He's a sweet, kind man, and he used to play in a band called Tinker's Punishment in Boulder, Colorado. And he showed us a picture where he was dressed like a mix between Chad Kroger and Fred Durst. He was dressed very like late 90s, early 2000s. But he was in a band that was like very beach rock, and that was where he came from. That was his roots. So that's why I like him. One thing that we always have to do before a show is we high-five each other, but it's in a very specific sequence. So if we mess up that sequence, it's probably going to be a bad show. And it's been proven. It's been a proven fact for the last probably 9 years since we've been touring, since we started doing the high-five, that we got to do it. We used to do the Go Ducks, the Mighty Ducks, go, oh Ducks, but yeah. That didn't work out, so it's high fives. We have to high five. High fives are the key. When I was a kid, I used to be addicted to this candy called Lucas, and I went a whole year where I only ate this for like 3 meals, and it was awful. Probably what just messed me up so bad. But it was this candy that was like salty, and you would like squeeze it like a push pop, and it would just come oozing out like noodles out of the top, and you would just like suck on this weird salty, that's a good way to start a sentence. This weird like liquid that was kind of like tamarind fruit with salt. Anyway, it was disgusting. So if you guys can find that, that's pretty amazing. But I would suggest it. When I was a kid, I wanted to sing like Gwen Stefani. When I got Tragic Kingdom, I didn't want to sing like a guy for whatever reason. I was like, I want to sound like Gwen Stefani when I sing. So I started to do a vibrato thing with my voice, and after a long enough period of time, I couldn't get rid of it. So that's kind of like why I do this goat thing with my voice. And it just like shakes live, because early on I wanted to sound like Gwen Stefani. So thank you, Miss Stefani. When I was in 7th grade, I used to play trumpet, and that didn't work out, so I almost quit band. My band teacher said, don't quit, so I did not quit, and I tried drums, and then I ended up loving that. And that was my first instrument that I picked up, that I loved, that I actually felt I was pretty good at, but I wouldn't have kept doing music if it wasn't for my band teacher, Mr. Mata. So shout out to Richard Mata, you're the shit, you're my dude, always and forever. Yeah, that was a huge turning point for me. I almost just quit entirely pursuing something in music. And I would not have been as happy. So, there you go. Alright guys, once again, I am Brendon from Panic at the Disco, and that was 10 things about me and the rest of the band. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. And if you can't stop shaking, lean back, let it move right through you.
And say your prayers, say your prayers, say your prayers.